Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Josh from Nightmare on Woodsboro Lake, coming at you with another video. Today we're doing a little something different. Today is October 1st, and for many of you, you've kicked off the spooky season. For some of us out there, it's spooky season all year round. But for those of you who are, kicking off for the Halloween season, I thought today I would do a video regarding, my top 31 Halloween movies that are family friendly. So this was a hard one to compile a list for because there are so many good kids movies out there. And this list, I'm reading them, as I'm shooting them off at you. There is no particular order. I didn't put them in order of preference. Just all fun, family friendly movies. I do want to tell you that some, at your discretion, may or may not be suitable for, it depends on the age range of children, but they are definitely all family friendly and definitely good for kids. Just depends on the age. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's kick this off. So the first movie on my list is the movie Casper. I loved that movie growing up. I'm not talking about the cartoons. Those predate me for sure. I saw a few growing up, but I'm talking more about the live action Casper. And its sequel, Casper Meets Wendy is good too. But number one for me is going to be the live action Casper. Next on my list is a movie that came out a little more recently, but it's not too new. It's been in the 2000s, but Haunted Mansion. Really enjoyed that. And growing up as a kid, loved the Haunted Mansion ride. It's always fun. The one in Florida is actually more modeled after the one from the film, which I thought was really cool. I like both, but I definitely prefer the one in Florida. And I did hear that they are doing a remake this year of the Haunted Mansion, and supposedly it's set to release in March. I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, and we'll see if it comes out or not, or how that's going to play out. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see how that goes. Next on my list is the live-action Addams Family. And thinking about it now, that could also be the cartoon Addams Family that came out more recently. Either one would do. They're both fun for the family. And then we're just going to keep trekking along. I'm not going to take too much of your time or rant. Ghostbusters, the original. Now, I know some of you might be out there saying, these aren't Halloween movies. Yes, some of them are not exactly, based around Halloween. But they're fun to watch at the Halloween season. They're fun to watch any time of year. But I feel like some of these just resonate differently during the spooky season. And I love Ghostbusters, whether it's Halloween or not. But it's definitely fun to watch at Halloween, too. Leave any comments you want below. I'm willing to hear out your guys' side. I love friendly banter, so definitely feel free to comment. Next on my list, I have Frankenweenie. It's a good family film. It's kind of like there's two different versions, but the one I'm thinking of more is the animated one. I have seen both. I like both, but definitely the animated one for kids nowadays, more so than the original. Then we have Goosebumps, which I believe released in 2015. Not to be confused with the show, which is great, but we were talking about movies. So the Ghostbusters, sorry guys, Goosebumps, Dylan Minnette, Jack Black, so many other awesome actors and actresses in that film as well. I thought that was a very fun family movie that tied in a lot of these Goosebumps monsters into one film. Very well done, in my opinion. Next on the list, we have The Corpse Bride. As you'll find out with this list, I do like a lot of claymation movies. And this is a really good kind of like animated claymation style. I wouldn't say it's like straight claymation, but it definitely has elements of it there. Really enjoy that. And of course, to be followed suit here on my list, I have Nightmare Before Christmas. I know you might be saying, that's like a Christmas movie. Yes and no. It's, when you look at it, it's definitely a little bit Halloween, a little bit of Christmas. You can watch them both times of the year. You can watch it any time of the year. All these movies, if you love this stuff enough, you can watch it anytime. But it's definitely can be either Christmas or Halloween. Take your pick. Next on the list, another claymation. Wow. As you can see, there's a trend going on, like I said before. Paranorman. Now, I watch that several times a year. It's a great, great movie. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm not going to give you movie synopsises. I almost thought about it, but I don't want to be sitting here for and have you listening to me rant on for like 45 minutes because I'm giving a synopsis of every film. Next on the list is a Disney classic, Don't Look Under the Bed. This is one of those films that I was talking about earlier. At your discretion, because, kids are very impressionable, and they might see this and be totally afraid of their bed and the closet because the boogeyman. So at your discretion, depending on the kid's age range, it's still a family-friendly film. You just might not show it to your young, impressionable, like 5 or 6 year old who's going to like piss the bed and just be scared out of their mind because of the boogeyman. Next on my list, we have Monster House. I actually just watched that last weekend. Love it. I mean, I'm not going to defend myself, but I love kids' movies. I mean, I'm a full-grown adult. I love horror. I love stuff that's more, tailored to adults. But, dude, you'll catch me anytime watching a good cartoon or like a family-friendly movie for sure. And that is followed suit by Hotel Transylvania. That came out like mid-2000s. I remember seeing the first one in theaters. Real good movies. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them now. I don't know. I've lost count. I think I've only seen like 3 of them. Really good though. And now we're continuing on down the list. We have Halloween Town. That is another Disney classic. All of them are good, but mainly I'm thinking of the original. Fantastic. Disney had a lot of real good Halloween movies growing up, and they're very like wholesome and they taught you something, but it was also real good spooky fun. So that's why I threw that on the list. Here's another discretional one. Ernest Scared Stupid. Growing up, I loved it. Like, I actually got scared though, so this is why it's at a discretion. I used to like swear to the heavens that like when I used to live out in the country. Oh, I live out in the country now, but I used to live out in the country. Like, you had to like run way down the road to your neighbor's house, and like I would get scared coming home from my friend's house in the dark because I swear to God there was like trolls out in the fields running after me, and I would like literally would hop the fence to my house and run through the front door just out of breath, scared out of my mind. So that's one of those ones that, depending on your kid's age range or how impressionable they are, it may be a skip or it may be a play for you. but it's definitely family friendly. Ernest has always been family friendly, and he was so fun. Rest in peace. Um, Following that is another Disney film, Under Wraps. Um, really, really good. I haven't seen that one in a minute, but if you don't know what that one's about, the title should give it away. It's about a mummy, of course. Um, that one came out, gosh, I swear late 90s, early 2000s. But it's a good one. So that definitely made the list. And at the end of this all, if there's ones that I didn't throw in there, it was, like I said, it was hard. There were so many. I just wanted to make a list of honorable mentions too. I wanted this list to go on, but I had to come up with just 31 for the 31 days of Halloween. This one is my favorite Scooby-Doo. Now, there's so many of them, like Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts. There's so many that are perfect for Halloween. This one was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Love it. I actually really enjoy that they did like a Return to Zombie Island one recently. That was really good too. But that's one of my favorites. Can't go wrong with Scooby-Doo. Next on the list, we have another claymation. Now, growing up, Wallace and Gromit was always a favorite of mine. This one is Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. It's just a good time. I actually own it on DVD. And then, y'all know this had to end up on the list, but Hocus Pocus. I know many of you probably out there watching this have seen Hocus Pocus 2. Please do not spoil it for me. I have not watched it yet. I actually just re-watched the first Hocus Pocus just like a week or so ago in anticipation, of course, for Halloween season and for the sequel. So eventually I'm going to watch it, so please don't spoil it. This next one, like I said like several times now, is at your discretion. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Now, some of you may be like, that's not a kid's movie. Like, yes, it is. Tell me, can you compare that to, like, It, or Friday the 13th, or Halloween, or Scream, or any of those, like, more hardcore horror films? Put those up against those and tell me that's an adult movie. It is still, I believe, family friendly enough for kids at least, 10 plus, maybe, to 11 to 12 and older. But it's still, I feel like, family friendly enough for kids of like more of a middle of the road range. So that definitely made the list in my eyes. Like I said, feel free to comment below. I'm open to hear your opinions, of course. I'm not going to sit here and argue with anyone. That's not why I'm here. And I definitely love the friendly banter, and I'm definitely glad to hear you out. So, next on the list, Beetlejuice. Can't go wrong with Beetlejuice. I know that they've been talking about a sequel for that. I'm excited for that. It's been way too long since we got the first one. I'm interested to see how they plan like a story plot for a sequel. But count me on board. Next on the list is another kind of claymation style, Coraline. Really enjoy that one. I do not own it. I've been looking for it. Every time I try to find it, they don't have it. And it's weird, but every time I search it on Amazon, I can't really find what I'm looking for either. Which you would think Amazon has everything. So, next on the list is a very, very good classic. You can't go wrong with It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Now, I love Charlie Brown. I love the Peanuts. I love reading the comics, and I loved watching their Christmas specials and all the other ones, and even the one that came out more recently, the Peanuts movie. Great. It's great, wholesome, life lessons and just fun family time. So it definitely made the list. Next we have The Little Vampire. That is a good, kids movie to watch. I think definitely around Halloween time. Another Disney one, Phantom of the Megaplex. Haven't seen that one in a while, but I definitely remember it from my childhood. Um, and then next we got some more animated films. We got Open Season, Scared Silly. Um, I love the whole Open Season movies. Those are really great, and Scared Silly is no exception to that. So, um, and then following that, I have down DreamWorks Spooky Stories, which is not just one film. It's kind of like a little anthology from DreamWorks, with like Monsters vs. Aliens and like Shrek and whatnot, and doing the spooky little short movies. But they're a good time. I think they're on Netflix. Definitely check those out. This next one is more recent. I think it was in the last year or so. My wife and I watched it, and for us adults, it's like, oh, that CGI really wasn't that great, but like it's fun. It's the Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting. It was a fun little family movie. I threw that on the list here. Next, we have Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein. I know growing up for me, Alvin and the Chipmunks, I watched a lot of that and heard a lot of that in my house. My grandmother would always play like the Christmas record, which now I know would drive me a little more crazy because like I can only take the high-pitched voices for so long, but it's fun. I love it. Like I love these movies like Alvin and the Chipmunk, even like the more recent ones, they weren't like they didn't hold up as well, I think, as like the cartoons did for me. But yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein is a great Halloween film for kids. The next one on my list is Tower of Terror, another awesome Disney ride. I mean, I don't know why I love it so much. It's like you're dropping from so high up and your stomach's going up through your nose holes, but it's just fun. And I like the whole like atmosphere of the ride was so fantastic. It's definitely a movie you should check out. Monster Family, another good one that I stumbled upon in the last couple of years on Netflix. And the final one on my list for tonight is Mostly Ghostly. It's an R.L. Stine one as well. Like I said, there were so many more that I wanted to throw on, but like I just had to narrow it down to 31. And like I said, these were in no particular order whatsoever. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means a lot to me. I really hope that you guys all have a fun and safe Halloween season. I know it's been so rough the last couple of years with the pandemic and not having the same, just Halloween and all the holidays have not felt the same. But I feel like we're starting to get to a better place now and moving along with our lives. And I hope that this Halloween season is phenomenal for all of you. But definitely stay safe out there, whether you're trick-or-treating, going to a Halloween party, Halloween dance, whatever you're doing, curling up at home, just make sure to stay safe and have fun. I hope you tune into some more of my videos. Maybe not with your kids for some of the other ones because they're more based around some like horror films. This is more of my like kid-friendly one. I have a few kid-friendly ones on my channel. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys like dropping by. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And just remember, my friends, keep killing it out there, my friends. Just don't get caught.